I could see how China developed as a country because US decided to outsource its manufacturing to China. And I would always wonder, why can't India just be like China? If you're improving something by so much, people just don't want to go back to the old way of doing things. They may not have never thought about that, but you improve their life in general. We have people who depend on us, right, as entrepreneurs. A small decision I make as a business will affect 100 of our employees or hundreds of our customers. Being simple is just, I don't care about what I wear or what I have, or I don't really care.
Hi, and welcome to Indian Explorers. In this podcast, we talk about Indian success stories. I am Sabrina, and together with my co host Amit, we will get to understand the journey of our guests and what drives them. Their optimism, patience, idealism, and courage, these are their attributes which we hope to bring to life in these conversations with them. So if you enjoy the show, please hit the subscribe button and share it with others. Amitu, today's guest, with over 18 years of experience in wireless technology and product development, Rohan co founded Spintly in 2018 to solve problems in the access control and smart buildings space. As the CEO, he oversees all aspects of product development, marketing, sales, and customer success. So, welcome, Rohan. We want to get to know more about not just your business, but you as well. We've chatted once and it was a short chat. So now we're looking to learn more about you. How's it going?
Hey Sabrina and Amit, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be on your show and your podcast. Spintly has been around for 5 years, and I've been in this business and this space for about now 20 plus years. So it's been an exciting journey. I've been across India, US, back and forth.
Where are
A lot
you?
of stuff
Where are
has
you
happened.
now, Rohan? Where are you
I'm
based?
in the Bay Area. I'm in San Jose right now.
San
I'm
Jose, but
based
I
in
thought
San
the
Jose.
business was founded or is based in Goa.
Yeah, so I'll give some backstory. So I moved to the US in 2005 for the first time in Chicago, and then almost I worked here in the US for 12 years, all the way up till 2018, and then moved back to India. That was kind of what we decided as a family, me and my wife, that we got to move back at some point of time. So we did that, and once I moved back, we started the company in India, and it grew well after 2020. It started expanding. That brought me back to the US now. So it's been a whole
So,
circle.
so the business grew because of COVID.
Kind of COVID accelerated our growth after 2020. 2021 is actually where we started seeing growth, where people came back to office, and there was a need for a solution which would allow people to access office spaces without physical contact, and the contactless was a big deal in 2021, right? So kind of accelerated our growth. Yeah, so that kind of
Sorry,
prompted me to explore the US market.
can we go back a second? Okay, my mom listens to this podcast. How to explain to her what you do without using complicated words? Yeah, just explain to me what the company does so that we understand
Yeah,
the
I
layman's
actually
term.
had to go and make sure I understood what you did too.
Yeah.
So, as simply speaking, we allow people to open their doors without having to use their keys or your badges, which you have to fumble around with. You use your phone as your identity to walk in, and the
So QR
experience is
code.
very simple. You tap your phone. No, just tap your phone. That's it. The door opens for you.
So what is it?
It will
NFC,
use.
Bluetooth? What's the
It uses
technology
a
we're
bunch
using?
of technologies like Bluetooth, NFC, combination of these things, right?
Okay,
Uh, but for the
and
user, it's a seamless experience.
and it's commercial
You're doing
offices.
commercial? Oh, I was just saying commercial or residential?
We do both. So our technology goes into commercial buildings through readers. So in an office space, you'll see a reader. So we make some of those readers. Or our technology can go into smart locks. We don't do smart locks, but we put our technology into smart locks, which go on apartment communities and homes.
Okay, now that I know what you do, how big are you? Are you like a $1 billion sales a year? Are you a funded company? Are you a startup? Just give us where you are from a size and income
Yeah,
or whatever you can share.
Yeah. So we are a few $1 million company. Not a billion yet, not hundreds of millions, but a few $1 million company
That's
in
under
terms of
five, under
revenue.
10. What's a few million?
We're still under $10 million in
Under
revenue
10
company.
US. Okay.
Yes, USD.
How many
We are
employees?
about 105 people. Most of our people are in India, in Goa, where we are engineering headquartered. We have an office in Bangalore. We have 10 people, and in the US we are 4 people. In
Why
terms of
Goa? Because Bangalore, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, we know as IT, even Pune, with the student population.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
what's with Goa? I mean, are you born there? Are you from there?
Yeah, I'm from Goa. So I grew up in
Oh,
Goa. I was born there. I did my engineering studies all in Goa. So when we moved back, the main reason we moved back is to be with our family in Goa, correct? So
got
that
it.
didn't make sense for me to move back to Bangalore to
North or
start a company.
South? North or South Goa?
South Goa. So South Goa.
South Goa.
If
Okay, near the Grand Hyatt.
if you're familiar, yeah, we are proud of South being in South because it's nicer. It's what we claim. It's
It's
more
beautiful, beautiful.
less commercialized.
Yeah, much less commercialized. Sabrina, have you been to
Yeah.
Goa?
No, I haven't. And you
I will
always
take
talk
you
about it on the,
when you
yes,
come
when I
visit
come visit
me.
you in India.
Yeah, I
Yes.
go often to Goa, but I do the what he's talking about. I'm one of those commercial tourists who pollute the beach and who yeah,
Yeah.
love the
Wait,
food.
before we go back to that, we're starting with I was born in Goa, family there. You were a scientist. That's what I read a story that you manifested becoming a scientist.
Yeah, that's my first job I joined was a scientist. So,
What kind of
and
scientist?
funny, yeah, so I joined Baba Atomic Research Center doing research on the atomic side of things in the field of particle accelerators. So, we would accelerate electrons to high velocity to do some research. So, we were developing a device called free electron laser.
In
Uh,
Goa? Where is
and
that?
no, this was in Bombay,
In Bombay. Mumbai.
Trombay. Yeah. So Atomic Research Center is in Trombay in Mumbai. So I worked there for almost 3 years as a scientist before coming out into the private world. Yeah. So
Okay. So the
That
atomic
that little sentence you said is just
No,
boom.
basically, scientists, uh, Atomic Research Center for 3 years, and then decided, screw that, that's not enough money. Let me go make real money. And then he decided to make money,
it was
and he found a commercial opportunity. How did you identify Sprintly and this door opening, contactless as a big market and as an opportunity? Where did the aha moment come from?
yeah. So it was so it Spintly happened way later, right? So after my first job, 2002, I left the job. 2005, I left the job, and then 12 years I was busy working in the industry, right? So I learned a lot. So I mean, my goal has always been, what can I learn new, correct? So my job changes have been on the with the motive that, hey, I've learned this, I want to learn something new, correct? So Sprintly happened like, so I wanted to build a business. That's what it was, right? I didn't know what to build, but I know what I know. That's I know wireless technology, I know communication, I know product design. What can we build? So I got together with my co-founder Malcolm D'Souza. Now Malcolm is my childhood buddy. We studied together in first grade, second grade, even school together, even engineering together. So we would always chat about doing something, so finally said that, hey, let's build a company. We didn't know whether it was access control. We knew it was IoT in the buildings, right? Something to do with connected devices, right? And we started visiting buildings, customer sites, trying to figure out what problems they face. And that's when we actually went into a building automation room, and we observed these controllers. There was a wall full of controllers, and we asked them, what are these doing? They are opening doors, that they told us, and there were like few hundred doors, and there was a full wall of controllers. And we were like, why is this so much hardware needed to just open a door? Why can't it be fully wireless? Why can't it be distributed? You can
Got it.
eliminate all that. That was like the aha moment for
Got
us,
it.
and we decided to build this thing.
Got it. This D'Souza, that's the most Goan surname I've ever heard.
Oh,
What's
really?
the
I have a friend here who's D'Souza. I've never
No,
heard that.
basically Goa was Goa a Portuguese
Portuguese
colony?
colony, Portuguese
It,
colony.
yeah. So D'Souza is a Portuguese name, And so
Yeah.
the amount of D'Souza's that I know in Goa, it's just ridiculous. And it's all a Portuguese,
Where
So
does he
Goa is
live?
full
Is
of
he in
this.
the States or is he in Goa?
He's in Goa. He's in Goa. He
Okay.
visits US very frequently. He's the CTO
CTO,
of the company.
and
I'm
you're
the CEO.
CEO.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
And talk about funding. Who are your backers?
Yeah. So we have raised about $4.5 million so far. We are
Oh, wow.
backed by Excel Partners, one of our
Wow.
larger investors.
Sure.
Then
They're
we have
big.
Chakra Growth Fund. Yeah, Excel is the bigger one. And then we have
Yeah.
few others: Chakra Growth Fund, Succeed Ventures, Reso Capital, and few other Alumni Ventures.
Do they
So some of our
decide?
investors.
Do they decide to send you from India to America because of the size of the American market? Or is that your choice that you identified? Or is it your wife who said, you know what, get me out of India? How did that happen?
Oh, if it was my wife, she would never move even once, right? So
She would stay in India.
every move, yeah, she would stay where she would be. Like she does.
Yeah.
I mean, she keeps asking me, when are we settling down? It's been 20 years for our marriage, and she keeps asking, when are we settling down? And
I get the same question, my
it's
friend. I feel you.
yeah. So we moved mainly because of business and family both. My kids were growing. My daughter is going to college next year, so and they were both born here in the USA. They're both US citizens. She wanted to go to college here, so instead of trying for her to be trying to move from India to US on her own, we said that if we move now, she will be better positioned for her college in the US, and I will be better positioned to grow the business, develop these partnerships which we're building here, right? So it was more of a both family as well as business decision.
I would agree with
Where
that.
does your daughter want to go to college?
Yeah.
She wants to go to college here in California. She wants to be in California, but she's applying in
Stanford.
California, out of state. Well, I don't know what she's applying everywhere. We're not pushing her to be something. She wants to go in psychology, so that's
Okay.
her
What kind of an
decision.
Indian parent are you that you're not pushing your daughter? That's unacceptable.
I know.
Unacceptable.
We're
Okay.
doing that for our son. I'm pushing my son
Oh,
to go in math and
oh,
technology, whatever.
so a
So
real Indian family. The son's the income
Yeah,
generating.
that's so typical.
The, the daughter will marry her someone rich,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
not our
Give
problem
me your
anymore.
yeah.
psychology.
At least I was talking to him and I was thinking, this guy's a white guy, not an Indian guy. But now the Indianness is coming out, Sabrina. Okay. India versus America. Okay. It's a debate I have. I'm leaving Chile and
Yeah.
I had an opportunity in America, one in Dubai and one in India. And I chose Bombay, India. And my kids don't know Hindi. I don't know Hindi. My wife is from Bombay. And if things don't go well, my wife is going to be with a gun in my head saying, I told you so. You know, she's comfortable over here. And I keep telling her that in 20 years' time, when my three kids are under 10, when the three kids are now in the income generating, starting or prime years, I think the biggest opportunity is going to be India, even greater than America today. And I genuinely
Absolutely.
feel that, which is why I'm moving to India for them. Obviously, we'll be comfortable, and I love India. But what are your thoughts, knowing India and knowing America? Where do you see greater opportunity, and where would you like to settle down, India or America, and why?
Yeah. So I think India, hands down, is the biggest opportunity today. It's this opportunity of the century, right? Not even a decade, and that's what everybody says. And we realized that, me and Malcolm, almost 5 6 years back when we started the company, that because we've seen it, right? So I moved from India to US almost 20 years back, and I got to work in technology, like building wireless devices, chips, traveling to China, traveling to Europe. I've been to China for almost, I think, 10 times or 12 times. I've lost account. I could see, I could see how China developed as a country because US decided to outsource its manufacturing to China. And I would always wonder, why can't India just be like China? finally, the government and everybody has come together now and investing in
Modi,
semiconductor industry.
Modi versus
I wouldn't say
democracy.
any Modi or anything, but I think it's finally like coming together, right? So,
Yeah,
and India is probably like 20 years behind of China. So where China was 20 years back, so the next few decades are going to be amazing for India, right?
yeah.
So
So you're
I
moving back,
can't.
or are you moving back, or Axel will
Well,
say no?
I don't want to
Most
say
most
anything
of
because
your
my wife
sales,
is going to kill me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
most of
fine.
your sales are in India.
No, we have customers in India, in US, in Middle East. We are spread
So,
out.
Okay.
so, so give us a
Uh,
pie chart. Give us a pie chart. What percentage is North America and the West? Let's just say the rich white countries versus India, Asia, Africa,
And then the
Middle
Middle
East.
East.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, since we
approx.
started in India and Asia, almost 80% of our customers and revenue is in India and Asia. Just 20% is in US, but because we started in US last year, so it's been a
South
Okay.
year and a
America,
half in the US.
South America, and
No,
Africa zero.
none, none yet. I'm looking. Yeah,
None.
we're looking to figure out ways to get into at
What
least
is the
South
model?
America market.
You hire someone and they're rework and they're knocking on doors, or you have distributors that sell solutions to offices. What is the B2B model?
So we go through channel partners. We call them channel partners. So they would either white label our technology. They will call it their own solution. For example, we find a company in Brazil who would who is good in security space. We'll let them build their brand around our technology and start selling that as their own solution. That's our primary way to go to market in the developed nations. Whereas in India, we operate as Spintly as our own brand, selling
Yeah,
direct.
I
Where'd
would
you
add
get that
R.
name?
I would add R. I would call it Sprintly. I would add an R in the beginning,
I
and then
know
that's
a
my
lot
name
of
for
people
cheating.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that a lot of people actually add an R. And to Sabrina's question, where did we get the name? So we always were wanting to build a solution which would simplify things. So our tagline is simplifying access control or amplify the simplicity. So it was around these letters, right? Simplify. But obviously we wouldn't get a domain for something like that. So we kind of jumbled up these letters, came up with something which gives us a domain, sounds cool.
So
It's become a brand now.
Spintly.com is yours.
Yep, spindly.com is ours.
It's worth it, and you pay $10 for it as opposed to thousands of dollars.
Yes, if you find a new word, you have to pay millions of dollars. I know companies pay millions of dollars for domain names.
Yeah, a friend of mine just paid $50,000 for a domain name because the category is called that name.
You can't tell
Yeah.
us?
No, I can't say it. No, because I'm joining the group, so
Oh,
I can't say
okay.
Yeah.
it.
Have you, you always wanted to be a scientist. And then when did you think you were going to become, I know you manage a lot of the technology, but did you ever think you're going to be an entrepreneur, a businessman?
No, I mean, I never thought that I wanted to start a business at least till 2017, almost 18 years working, right? But scientist was something which came out of my mouth when I was a kid. I actually maybe wrote about it to you guys that when when somebody used to ask me as a kid what you want to be, I would say I would want to be a scientist for because I just thought that it was cool, it was futuristic, right? You're building
And it wasn't
rockets
a
or
doctor
doing
or an
something
engineer.
cool.
It
No,
was
it
different.
wasn't a doctor and an engineer. Yeah, yeah. So it kind of happened to me, but when I was working there again, the pace of being a scientist was slow in a government organization. That's what I didn't like. I still like the fact that I was doing research, but the pace was so slow that I couldn't cope up with it. Entrepreneurship just happened because once I moved back to India, uh, I was like, I just can't do another job now. It has to be something bigger or something which will add value to the society, or at least we'll be able to give back, right? So our I've been fortunate that been lived in the US for almost 18 years, traveled a lot. So how do I give this knowledge back to people in Goa and be able to let them do what I have been able to do for the last 18 years, right? So that's what me and Malcolm always talked about. And Malcolm's father is a teacher, his mother is a teacher, and Malcolm likes teaching, so he's kind of in his blood. So he wants to teach people. So So that was the best thing. We started a company. We would actually hire engineers from college, teach them how to do wireless engineer development and software development, firmware development, and kind of build talent from ground up.
Can you start a course and teach me? I just like, I wish I learned this when I was younger.
What you
Um,
want to learn, Sabrina?
it's just
What's
so
what's what you want to learn that's not
I
on
want to
YouTube today?
learn technology and programming and have that mindset where we're like, well, why are you using all this hardware? Why don't you just do code this and you can? It's so
First
beyond the way
principles.
my mind.
Yeah.
It's, what did you say?
I said from what all scientists say, what Elon Musk says to everything. I thought about it from a first principles. Why is this done this way? This could be done this other
Oh
way.
yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
always say, right? That's how he built all of his companies. First
Yeah.
principles.
you
First
you
principles.
basically question what is around you and start reinventing things again, right? So
exactly.
that's
You know, you were
always.
saying how people have their key to open a door, and I was like, I used to be fine with that. My mind doesn't think like, well, how are we going to revolutionize this? I'm okay using a key, but now that I don't have to use a key, I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. You know, let me use even to a hotel. Let me use my phone to open the door. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
my mind
that's the
doesn't think
thing.
that way.
That's the thing about entrepreneurship, right? Like, how can you improve something by a factor of 3 or 4? There is a rule. There's one Indian entrepreneur called Kunal Shah. He is a founder of Cred. He has this principle called as factor of 4 or something. So if you're improving something by so much, people just don't want to go back to the old way of doing things, right? They may not have never thought about that, but you improve their life in general, like say calling a cab on an app, right? You wouldn't want to now pick up your phone to call a cab because it's just so convenient to just open an app, call a cab, boom,
Yeah.
right? You don't go back. Or
I
payment system, for example,
Yeah,
right?
everything,
Oh
everything.
yeah.
I find keys actually is a business because I'm trying to sell my two cars, and in the last 1 month I've tried the second key of both cars, and both the freaking second keys don't work. Like they open the door, but they don't. The ignition doesn't start. And
Okay.
just to check that key, I have to pay $200 diagnostic. And if there's a change in, like, one key has to be sent to Germany or something to get it like synced in a machine or something.
What
I don't
kind of
know.
car
And
is it?
no, I mean, one's a Volkswagen and the other
Oh,
one's a
okay.
Peugeot. But the point is,
Okay.
the second key doesn't work. And just to get the keys checked is a fee. Change of key is a fee. And I can't sell, I mean, you can sell the cars with one key, but it's a big discount, right?
Right.
So I
Yeah.
find that that's $1,000 I'm going to pay for these two keys. That's a money. That's big money, right? That's like a spare
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
So people don't want to replace keys. How many house keys have we lost? How many, keys in gyms? I find keys an annoying business. I like what you're doing. I think in the future it won't even be on the phone. I think it'll be in the
Yeah.
eye
I
or
mean,
something
we already put it on the watch now, so we are
on
able
the
to
watch.
move the key in your watch. That's already been done. Then, if you have your glasses, which are already Facebook or even Apple is coming up with smart glasses. So yeah, it's going to be on your body, and your somehow your face is going to be part of the biometric is part of it. Like the way we sell our solution to customers is like. You are unlocking your phone with your face, which means, and then you're using it to open the door, which means actually you're using your face to open the door. So it's linked to you. It's not just your phone, right?
Got it.
Right. What is
What
one of your favorite technology items you own
rapid fire?
As an individual,
as an individual? Not one of Spintly's, one of your
She
purchases
she's
or
asking if you have the Apple gadget or the Facebook gadget. That's what she's asking.
yeah, I don't spend a lot of money on gadgets myself, although we build gadgets. So I have very simple cars. I don't. I have a TV. I have a smartwatch which I bought because we're building the solution. I'm a no watch guy. I haven't worn a watch for the last 20 years. I've been
Yeah,
wearing, yeah. So I've been wearing
no
this watch
watch.
for the last 6 months just because we are developing a solution for a
okay,
watch, right? So I've been testing it myself. So I am not a kind of a gadget guy.
okay,
It's pretty
interesting.
minimalistic in that sense.
Okay,
I
so
actually had, when my husband retired his Apple Watch, I was like, let me try it. I did not like it. I did
yeah,
not want to have buzzing or notifications. I was
or
like, this is too
tracking.
close. Yes,
Yeah,
too close. It kept giving me my blood pressure, my heart rate, and I mean, my heart rate. And I was like, I
yeah.
don't like this. I didn't want to
I
be
mean, it saves
attached.
lives, and some people are very meticulous and they want to track their progress.
Yeah.
But I find those people annoying. So
No, I think it's
you know,
it that is so. I had a personal experience where, my father had some health issues, and I told him you probably need to start wearing a smartwatch because it
it's
will
justified.
start monitoring certain things which could be crucial for health.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
of
how
course.
big is Spintly going to be before I hear it in the news that Apple or Facebook bought it? What's the exit plan here? What are we looking at?
So I mean, we're just trying to build it even more. We want to make sure that we are adding value to customers, to our employees, to everybody. Obviously, exit is something which may happen or will happen. We're not really focused on that. Uh, as
There's
a
no
product
number.
guy, I always feel
There's no number. There's no dream. Like if someone came today and said, "Okay, thank you for what you built. Here's a $50 million check." Axel gets whatever they return times 10, and you make, I don't know, 5 million liquid. You would take 5 million today and go live in India. There's no number.
no. I think see, I think I lived enough time in the US. If I had to make money, I could just have lived in the Bay Area. I would have a lot of money. Would have retired a long time back, right? Because I was a tech guy working in tech industry. So I don't think that's the intent, right? I mean, as a product guy, I'm still not happy with what the product is today. I still want to make it better and better, right? So, still long
Okay.
way to go. I feel in terms of product innovation.
Okay.
All right.
That's cool.
I wanted to ask you, who inspires you, who motivates you to pushing this dream of Spintly?
Malcolm
Yeah,
X.
I think it's. Uh,
Who
Sorry,
did
what
you
did you
say?
say?
No, I said Malcolm X. No, the only other, the
So
only
actually,
because his partner is Malcolm. The only partner that I know, the only other name Malcolm I know is Malcolm X. So when you said Malcolm,
Oh
I thought of Malcolm X.
yeah.
Do you
So
know any
it's
other
it's the
Malcolm,
people
Sabrina?
around me, right?
Yeah.
no, the one that came to mind, Malcolm Jamal Warner from Cosby Show. That was the one that came to my mind.
Who was he in the Cosby Show?
He was Theo,
Oh, he was
the
great.
older
Oh,
son.
The son,
Yeah,
the older son.
the
Yeah,
son.
he was funny.
yeah. So it's the people around me, right? So family. Today it's like we have 100 employees, right? So, and we have given them the dream, right? That we are building this company out of Goa, and it's a global brand, right? And we've just entered the US market. So I want to make sure that they get a great outcome out of this, right? They can feel good about what they've built. So I think employees, my co-founder, right, and people around me are what drives us, correct? And
How
as
much
far
does
as
it cost?
motivation is concerned,
Yeah,
what
what does it cost? What does it cost if I want this for my office? I have 100 people in my office. Do you charge for the number of users that get the ID, or is it, I don't know, is it
no,
the
we
number of
charge per
doors
door. We
per
we
door?
just charge per door per year.
How much is it?
It's about $100 per door per year is what we charge in India
$100.
per door
Okay,
per year in
got it.
software
And
subscription.
unlimited number of users can enter through that door.
Yes, yes. If you're using our mobile access for using Bluetooth, we allow unlimited users. But if you're using like a wallet, Apple Wallet, there is a charge per user. That is
Okay,
something which
got
we
it. So a
partner
big
with Apple
office
for
like
that.
Google that has thousands of doors, that's quite expensive. Obviously, you work out a plan for them.
Yeah, I mean, we have different commercial plans depending on the number of doors, number of users, right? So we work
Who's
with
the
customers like
Yeah?
in the
Who's the
property
blue chip?
management space.
Who's the big customer?
Uh,
The one that you're most proud of signing
yeah, we work as a customer. It's one of the largest co-working spaces who we
in
work with
India or America? In
in
India.
India. In India,
So
yeah,
Embassy Group.
in India. Embassy Group owns. Yeah, we work
Yeah,
India.
yeah,
Correct. Yep.
got it. All right, Sabrina, success or where do you want to go?
Yeah, I think success is a good one.
Okay,
So
go
we
for it.
ask all our guests what their definition of success is. What is yours?
I think definition of success is peace of mind, right? Can can I be can I have a good sleep after I've done all the work, right? Or am I still restless, right? So um, I go, and it again comes through cycles, right? So you have, if you want to once you start feeling comfortable, I kind of have this, me and my wife always argue on this. After every 5 years we want to unsettle our life, because we feel that, okay, it's kind of, I think if I'm getting a good sleep, I'm kind of like getting comfortable and I will do something else, right? So I think every entrepreneur goes through this, like, it's, once you've done it, you kind of get comfortable, now you feel some doing something. So I think success is,
And
if you're
that
getting a
drives
good
your
sleep, I
wife
think
mad. That drives your wife
she does.
mad because we've worked so hard to get here. We're finally comfortable. We've got friends. Our kids are
Finally, peace
happy in
of
school.
mind.
Yeah, I'm sleeping well finally. I found my friends at the gym and my yoga class and my nail salon. And now you want me to move? Boom.
Did she speak to you? By the way, did she speak to you before this? You're kind of
I
repeating
think
exactly what
No,
I
she's
his
think
saying.
wife and your wife are probably very close.
I think all Indian women born in India, not American like Sabrina, all Indian women in India are very similar in, let's just say, what they want from life. Because I
Yeah,
hear you totally. I've been here 10 years, and the last 2 years I'm like, this is just, it's just static. I know what I'm
yeah,
making every month. I know what I'm selling every month. I know where the kids are going to school every day, but that's not what life is about. There's no growth. There's no ambition. There's no
yeah,
shock. There's no like wake up call. And finally, I haven't learned anything in 6 months. I'm like, this is boring. Like, I need to go. What's the one industry I haven't done? Manufacturing. Okay, I'm going to go work in a factory. Which industry do I know nothing about? Plastics and food. Okay, I'm going to join a food business and a plastics business. Wow, I'm all of a sudden alive again. It drives me. Like, I feel I need that. Otherwise, we just get old and we look back and we're like, what did I do the last 20 years?
yeah,
That's
yep,
exactly Rohin's
absolutely.
answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's
Yeah,
entrepreneurial. I think that's human.
I think it's human, but I think I have seen different types of people. Like some people actually want to have a uh, steady life where they don't want to change constantly, right? And
Time to
uh,
go live in North Goa for that. Okay. True story. True story. My wife's first cousin and her husband, they made some money. They've done quite well and they have no children. So what have they done? They've gone to Goa, North Goa.
Mhm.
They've rented a two-bedroom over there, and literally they sit in North Goa, where you wake up in the morning with the sound of the birds and you see the sunset. And what they do is they do yoga, and then what's that Brazilian thing? Capriaki. You know that Brazilian kick
Hmm.
where they
Car.
jump and you know that Brazilian thing.
Isn't it what
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's
the
like
model does? Yeah.
basically it's like
Giselle.
dancing and jumping. Yeah. So they do that. And now they are wealthy, happy, fit, like six packs, both of them. They've become vegetarian, vegans.
Yeah,
And like, now they've gone through some spiritual path where they're following, I don't know who, I don't want to
yeah,
disrespect by saying the names. But basically, it's like I look at my life and I really am the definition of the rat race, and with three kids trying to pay for their schools and like the house and the mortgage and everything, and these guys are in Goa just getting tanned. And i'm
yeah.
thinking i'm thinking I don't want to be them though. I'm happy for them and they're happy and they definitely don't want to be me, but I wouldn't switch what I'm doing you know
Yeah, I think it's a choice people can make, and so we have made a choice where, uh, we we have people who depend on us, right, as entrepreneurs. So a small decision I make as a business will affect 100 of our employees or hundreds of our customers, right? So that sense of responsibility, right, gives me that drive, like, okay, I'm doing something which is fruitful or important for people, right? uh, I cannot make a rash decision anymore, right? It has to be calculated and very thought through, right? So I think that responsibility has come to me over the last 4 or 5 years, right? As we have built the
When you
company.
hit
When we were
40,
small, we were
when
just
you hit
doing
40,
changes in the
maturity
company
came on.
like
Yeah.
crazy. Sorry.
I said when you hit 40, you
Yeah,
became
I've changed
mature.
jobs so frequently.
Up to 39, you were just living your life, having a good time with your wife, your kids were getting educated. But now that you're 44 and you've got two kids, all of a sudden you look at it from a wide angle.
No, it's just the owning the company is what made me a little bit more of this. Otherwise, I every 5 years I have made a change in my career, right? And it has happened. It's not like by choice, but it's just happened. And we've passed 5 years. So I have telling my wife, say we're stable now. Like we have been in doing this business for 6 years now almost. So we passed the 5 year mark.
Yeah, I think. I mean, when I went through it, for me, the oh shit, this is now real is when we actually got a round of investors. Because once you get this millions of
Oh
dollars
yeah,
from Excel partners,
absolutely.
apart from the pressure of board meetings and your quarterly whatever you want to report to them, you now are no longer your own boss. You now feel obliged to report, and if somebody tells you, hey, look at it from this angle, all of a sudden you have to listen to them. Before you were
Yeah.
just going your own way. It was you and Malcolm, in the basement deciding what to do. Now some guy, in Axel wearing like what looks like a suit on Zoom is telling you, I don't like these numbers. The gross margin needs to go up 2%. All of a sudden you have to huddle up and change, make decisions.
Yeah, it's a different feeling. But it's a humbling feeling that somebody is putting money into what you're doing. That's the first feeling you get, right? But then it switches into kind of feeling where you feel pressure to deliver, right? Because you've promised something, pretty much saying, hey, we're going to achieve these things. And if you're not able to promise achieve those things, then in the board meeting you have to explain why, right? Why did we meet the target, right? So that pressure starts building. But what we have learned, which happened over a period of time, is having frequent and open communication with investors and board is the best way to deal with it, and being honest is the best way. If it's happening, don't give it as a surprise, just keep them informed, right? Like, hey, it looks like we're not going to meet the target. Just be upfront, so when the meeting comes, they're not surprised.
Very
True.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna ask you some rapid fire questions, and we'll take it from there. If you want an entrepreneur in the tech world, what would you do if money wasn't like something you even thought about? What is your dream? Not job. What would you like to be doing? Like a golf, or what's your passion?
Well, if I hope my wife doesn't hear this, but yes. So when I started the business, it was always, how can I have an impact on the community, right? So something like being a leader in the, even in social or a political world, would be something which, because you want to have an impact, you don't want to have power, right? Power comes by either being a leader in some position, or having enough lot of money that you can have a social impact. Like today, for example, Bill Gates or Elon or whoever, they have so much money that they can have an impact on the society if they decide to have, right? Can So that would be my ultimate goal, right? So how can I have an impact on society, right?
Got it. And when you say community and society, you're talking about the world, or you're talking about your particular?
I mean, for me, it will be naturally India, right? Because
Yeah,
I've seen both sides of the world. I know how difficult life is in India for so many people, right?
yeah,
How can you improve their lives? Correct.
Would you
yeah.
ever want to run for politics in India?
No, I don't think so. I think my wife is going to kill if I even talk about it at this point. So I don't think so. But I think the other ways is to be have enough money that you can have impact
Yeah.
through some other channels, right?
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Next question. Describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words: straightforward. Is it 2 words? I don't know. It's just
No, that's
one
fine.
word.
That's fine.
Straight.
It's okay. We'll take that as one.
Yeah,
Wife
straightforward.
fearing.
No, straightforward. I would say simple. I think I'm.
I think that's the same thing, right? Straightforward and
No.
simple.
No. Straightforward is just saying what you feel like saying. Don't care about people around you. Being simple is just I don't care about what I wear or what I have. I'm I don't really care. Correct. And I think I'm empathetic. I I make decisions based on empathy. Make decisions based on heart. I don't use too much data to make a personal decision. Like,
Okay.
so,
You don't
Okay.
care what you wear as long as you have the uniform. Spintly, as long as you have the brand.
As long as the
uh,
logo's there.
yeah,
The
that's my
logo.
job now, right? So
Yeah.
I got to do it as an
I
entrepreneur.
have to be straightforward with you. And Amita, you might laugh. I've never said this to anyone. You have great hair, Rohin.
I was thinking the same. Why does he have no
Were
white hair?
you? I was like, wow. So my husband always shaves his head since he was young, right?
Yeah, but at his
And
age, he has great hair.
you have great hair.
Indian
I'd
genes.
say I'd give it to my dad and my mom probably. Both have good hair, so
Yeah.
it's genetic, I think.
Because
I
Wow.
do
if
have
you
white
told
hair,
us,
but
yeah, if you told
I
us
like
you were
how you
28,
started
no, if you told us you were 28, we would believe you,
for sure.
yeah,
right?
I
Yeah.
get that a lot. I get that a lot, and that's actually backfires on me when I go in an investor meeting. They
Yeah.
think I'm too young to raise
Yeah.
like a huge amount of capital.
Wow.
Is your wife, does your wife have gray hair or hair
No,
falling
no, no,
like
no.
you?
So we get that a lot. So the people ask me, "Did you do a child marriage? You look too
Yeah.
young to have like a
Yeah.
college going kid."
Yeah. What are you? Are you Punjabi, Gujarati? What are you?
No,
Marwari?
I'm a Goan. I'm a Goan.
Go on. Go on. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So
Uh, what's the weirdest thing you've Googled this week or typed into OpenAI?
weirdest thing. Um, I keep typing in OpenAI. I keep typing mostly about company, how to raise capital or how to do our next pitch. I'm training OpenAI on my company and myself. Like I'm giving its information. I've upgraded to the paid plan, and I'm then treating it as a human being, saying, "Hey, if this is the next round I want to raise, then what do you think should be the new pitch?" Right? For example, I'm trying to get that answer. It never gives me an answer. It kind of throws the ball back into my court, saying that it's your decision. Yeah, so I'm trying to train
Refund.
AI on that.
Ask for a refund.
That's- What's one hobby you wish you had more time for?
Cricket.
Music, I'd say music. I play
Music
music, but I never gave enough time to music to
What'd
be
you play?
kind of.
What'd you play? What
I play
instrument?
guitar. I play guitar. I sing. I play percussions. I can play a few instruments, but nothing that well, right? So I can play
What was
pretty
the third
much a
thing?
lot of instruments.
What was the
I
third
play
thing? Guitar,
percussion. Like
sing.
profession.
I can play tabla. I can play tabla.
I love the
Uh,
tabla. Yeah.
I can play flute. I can.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So I wish I could
Wow.
put more time into music. I think.
Okay. I love
Wow.
that.
My turn.
Yes.
Okay. What's the best compliment you've ever received for your product or yourself
Pers-
personally?
that he has great hair.
Yeah, I was going to say that
No, I'm joking.
Other,
personal
other,
compliment would be.
yeah. Other than that,
Now, I think on the product, the compliment is the user experience. A lot of people are pleasantly surprised with when you tap your phone, the door opens. It's like a smile on their face. Hey, this is cool. This really works great, right? So we just like that feedback, and we want it to be that way. Personally, I think I think the compliment always has been like, "Oh, you're 40. You look much younger," right? So
yeah.
that's always
A good
the
Imagine
one.
you
compliment we
shaved.
get.
Imagine you shaved. You would look like teenage.
I actually had to grow up my beard when we started the company because things just wouldn't working out for me.
Imagine investors would be like, "Who's this kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
We've already invested in Ola. We're not investing in any more kids."
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
last question. What is your favorite business mantra or motto, if you have one?
you can quote
Yeah, I think
Elon or Steve Jobs or whoever you want.
Yeah.
no, I think yeah, everybody has their own. We have developed our own thesis. Me and Malcolm, like it's people, right? Business is all about people, so you have to care about people, whether it's your customers or your employees or your investors. So that's all. If you take care of that, I think you'll be able to build a business, right? If you take care of people around you,
Yeah.
that's
That's
what
that
we have developed.
empathy in you
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. Just pick your brains. How does one keep up with what's happening in AI? Like, you know, it's just happening so fast. So many things are happening. So many, I
Yep.
don't know, Google just launched some viral AI note taking
Gemini.
podcast. Gemini's there, there's Claude, there's, we've got all of them, we know them, but how do you keep to date
There's so
with
many new
what's
ones.
happening in tech? Because you also, your tech is going to be evolving. You can't just rely on Android and iPhone, iOS system. How do you keep up
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
date with what's happening in the world of tech?
Yeah, it's a fast moving world now, right? Every business is affected by AI, but so as a business and as an individual, I have to make two decisions. So, as a business, people, investors would push you to say, "Hey, can you do something in AI?" Because it's hot, right? But as a business, I have to make sure that I just focus on customers and not on trends, right? Everything should be driven from customers, what they want. If they need a solution which needs AI, we'll use AI. Correct. That's from product point of view. But as an individual and productivity point of view, I think AI is having a huge impact. It is very important for everybody to leverage AI in a way that they can be more productive, right? Because if you are not doing it, your peers are doing it. As an
Yep.
employee, also I'm talking about, right?
What
When
are
an
you using
employee is
daily?
using,
What are you using
so
apart
I
from
mean,
ChatGPT, the new one, or what do you use?
we use ChatGPT. Yeah, so I use ChatGPT. A lot of our people are subscribed to Gemini now. They're trying out, but I've tried both. I still like ChatGPT more. It gives more suitable answers and inputs. So I use a lot of speech recognition to be able to capture meetings and then convert that into documents, for example, or notes for internal documentation.
Oh, okay, like Fathom Video and things like that.
I mean, we pretty crude, right? Just do a recording of the meeting, convert it into transcript, and then feed
Okay,
it into AI to create
got
documents
it, got it,
for internal references, right?
got it. Cool.
If people wanted to, check out your products, can an individual with just a residential home go to the website,
No,
buy the product, or no?
no. So we are not a B2B, B2C company. We are a B2B company.
B2B. Okay.
Yeah, we sell technology to other companies who can then build their own products, right?
Got it. Okay.
So we work with lock companies who would build their locks with our technology.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
I have another question. If I gave you $1 million check tomorrow and I told you to leave Spintly and start something new, okay, Spintly was acquired. Okay, you got a bit of an exit. It wasn't the retirement, FU money, but you had to start a new project, and I gave you $1 million. What would you recommend, or what space, what niche would you invest in? AI, or I don't know, robotics? Like, what would you think is the hot sector now to look at for a young?
First of all, I will ask for more. I'll not take a million. I'll want more to be able to do
Sure.
what I want to do.
Which is?
But if I get enough money, then it would be in the semiconductor space and chip design space, because that's, I feel, especially from India perspective, there'll be a huge opportunity for semiconductor space in India.
So you think that's happening? Like, that Taiwan is
Oh
too
yeah.
risky, and that India, Modi is going to go ahead, and the investment
Oh
that's
yeah,
coming in.
absolutely happening, because even today chips are designed in India. India is the biggest chip design hub today, like Qualcomm,
Yeah.
Broadcom. I used to work
Broadcom.
for Broadcom. We have a
Broadcom.
big
Yeah.
Broadcom used to have a big office in India just for chip design, right?
Yeah.
So if they're designing, why can't manufacturing happen there?
Sure. Yeah. Makes sense. So we are both bullish on India. We are both very similar, opposites of our wives, which is why the marriage works. You have two kids.
I have two kids. Yeah.
Two kids. Yeah. Tell us about your kids. What does you said one of them is going now to study, and the
Yeah,
other one?
so I have a daughter who is 17 years old. She's going to college next year. And I have a son who is 12-year old. He's in seventh grade. Um, yeah, both are opposite. So my daughter is more art centric. She likes dancing, so that's why she wants to be in psychology, right? My son is more of an energetic geek kind of a person, likes to tinker around a lot.
Yeah. Did you and your wife get an arranged marriage, or was it a love marriage?
She will argue that it's a arranged marriage, but we knew each other since we were in seventh grade, as a family, right? So we've known each other, and yeah, so
But did you guys date,
we
or did you ask her for a date, or
it was an
weren't your
official dating.
parents?
My parents started talking to their parents, saying that hey, looks like our kids might hook up. So we kind of met. So I decided to go to her house, have a chat with her. Then we started talking, and it just happened that okay, we said okay, let's get married. And
Got it.
then
Do you
yeah,
think your
before
kids are
coming to
going to have?
US,
Do you think your
sorry.
kids will have the same similar experience in finding their partners, or is it going
No,
to be
I don't
slightly
think so.
different?
No, it'll be probably very different given that we are in the US. Probably they'll find their own
You've
soulmate.
accepted that, and you're okay with that, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I
Yeah,
think you really can't control what the kids would do, and it should give them the freedom, right?
got it,
That
got
will
it,
that is what will make them real humans, right?
got it.
Individuals.
So, since why don't you leave us with something inspirational, something that you want to be remembered for, something that you want to share with our audience about, I don't know, your motto in life, or you know what you think we should all aspire
Yeah.
for.
So there was a I was in engineering, and we came up with a magazine, college magazine, and everybody was asked to write a motto, like
Yeah, a slogan,
and so
a
there was
slogan.
a
They
yeah.
just do it.
Yeah, motto. What is your
Yeah.
motto in life? And I had written a motto. I remember making everybody smile. Correct. That was the motto. So I think I still would stand by that, saying that how can everybody around you be happy and smiling, right? That would be my goal, and if I can make that happen somehow, I'll be happy.
Sabrina, what would your motto be?
Oh, gosh, put me on the spot.
Yeah, I
This is
like to
about
do that.
Rohan, not me.
It doesn't matter. Let me think of mine. Making everybody smile. Okay, mine
I,
would be
yeah, go for it.
mine would be Amitu smiling daily.
Wow, selfish.
I feel selfishness. You know what I found in the last 12 years? I would say the last 30 years of my life. No one is entirely happy with you, right? My wife feels I don't give enough time to her and the kids. My brother doesn't feel I have give enough time to the office and work. My parents don't feel I give enough time to them, and I don't feel I give enough time to myself to read and to do my sports. So at the end of the day, you have to really, really, it's impossible to make everybody around you happy. It's just impossible because of the amount of hours in the day, right? So I feel I do just about enough for my children, for my work, and for my health. And as long as I feel that I'm doing the right thing and I'm able to sleep peacefully at night, then I think that's what it's about. So I think life, you have to be a little bit selfish, because otherwise, if you just go about life pleasing other people, which is an honorable thing to do, I think you end up pleasing nobody. So
Wow,
that's my two
those are
cents.
deep words from you.
What can I say? Rohan has inspired me because he
Okay,
wants to make everybody to smile. So I'm
I
thinking, all right,
know.
for to make everybody smile, let's start with the most important person, looking at the mirror,
Yeah,
like my friend Michael Jackson would say.
You have inspired him today, Rohan.
Yeah. Rohan,
yeah.
yeah, sorry, carry on.
No, no. I was waiting for Sabrina to say something
Oh,
about
I was
her
going to
motto.
say,
She
and I,
chickens out. She never really gives
no,
real
I'm going to
answers.
say it because
She's
I feel
flaky.
like
She's American. She's
that's
American.
not true. I've been telling my daughter this while we've been talking about, she just started middle school. So we've been talking about this as she navigates through new social circles. I just say, be kind because there's no reason to be unkind. Just be kind to others. That's it. I think this
Great,
world would be a better place.
So
awesome,
sorry. So
awesome
be kind is the
Be kind.
motto.
There's no reason not to be.
yeah.
We wouldn't have, Israel wouldn't be bombing Lebanon now. We were just all kind to each
All
other.
right.
Let's
Let's
not
not
go
go
that
there.
path.
Let's not. Let's not go there, Sabrina.
Yeah, Amitu loves when I bring this up, which I
No,
rarely do. So,
no. Okay, so since we finished, let's just talk a little bit for a minute before we cut off. Rohin, how do we solve India's biggest problem? Which for me is actually rape of our people. Because obviously, I agree with you, semiconductor and the economy. There's no stopping
Yeah,
us. We are going one direction. I'm bullish. Yeah, but I've been 12 years in Chile, and every day there's a violent crime or petty crime, which is robbery. They blew up a ATM near my office, and in blowing that up, the fire burnt down 26 offices because of the blowing up of the ATM. And then
Wow.
this over here, there's they're stealing people's cars. They're stealing people's women. Like they're putting two cars so that the woman gets stopped in the highway, and then the woman has to come out, and they carry on. And then there was this one track where there was a kid in the car in the baby seat, so they had to stop a
Oh,
kilometer in just to take the baby out. So they're not after the baby, and they don't
after
violently
the
attack the
car.
woman. They just want the car, right? Now, India,
Yeah.
obviously, there's the alcohol issue, there's the village issue, there's the education issue, there's all these issues. But how do we solve? Um, I haven't followed what's happening in Calcutta now, whether they find if
Yeah.
how many guys are guilty, if it's one guy or many. But when that happened, it just hit me, like wow. Because every day I read the Times of India when I lived in India for 9 years, that commonality of what is there every day in the newspaper was woman raped, child raped, this person raped. And for me, that's an image that India has, which is unacceptable. And no Indian has given me a straightforward answer. And I don't think there's a straightforward answer, but I'd like to ask that question to, you know, learn.
Yeah, it's a very sad thing which happens, right? First of all,
Yeah.
like it has happened before. It's not like this is the
Sure,
Calcutta is
sure.
the only case. There was this case in
Every
Delhi,
day.
very
Every day.
shocking, right?
Yeah.
So it's very. I I don't know how to solve it. Obviously, I come from Goa, which is more of a. I would say that's a culture thing. Like we are a more open culture, and we wouldn't see things like this happening in Goa as much. It's just the education part, upbringing part, the value part, right? uh, I think there are certain states and certain people where I think the grassroots education and value system has to be established, right? What is right and what is wrong, correct? So I think it's I think punishment is one. Obviously, I think that is there. That's obviously is there. Severe punishment is needed, but people are people still know how to get out. I mean, that's corruption. So everything is intertwined, right? So there's corruption. There is even if you could forget about rape, if you just do any other crime, you are still able to get out of it by paying off somebody, right? You will do the same for rape if you are connected. So I think corruption has to be solved. Legal systems have to be good. Law and order has to be good. Value system has to be good. It's not like
Yeah.
one silver
Sure.
bullet, right? It's. I mean, there
But
are
we
so
have
many
hope.
other problems which is similar. Yeah, I
But
think
we have
there is always hope. I think we as a country should have a hope and just work towards it.
okay. Yeah, if you want to beep this out at the end, guys, you can beep it out. I don't really mind. It just bothers me that I'm going to India, and it's just in the back of my mind, because in America, which was a choice I had, the whole idea of guns in schools was like such a
Yeah,
bad
it's another thing
thing,
right here.
which is unacceptable for a rich country like America. It's such an arrogant country like America,
Absolutely.
where they're the world superpower, we're the only superpower, and yet they screw up Middle East, they screw up the schools, they screw up their political system, and they don't even have leaders that are respected. So at least in the rest of the world, like leaders are, democratically elected and majority, and there's like decency, and they speak well. Over here, you ask a Democrat what they think of Trump, and it's like X-rated. There's no respect here. You know what I'm saying?
It's you're not wrong. You're
Yeah,
not wrong. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I,
yeah.
no
No, I
comments on politics. I think it's
yeah.
I don't
it's
blame
a
you.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I'm
it
actually I'm
is.
actually glad Taylor Swift came out, with her cat lady, and I'm glad she spoke up. She risked losing fans. She's probably
No,
lost.
she did it in the last election too. She
Did
waited
she?
until the end and then
Uh,
she told her parents because
yeah,
obviously my daughter is a big Swiftie and so we watched the last documentary and she said, I feel like I have to do this. Like I have to come out and say something. And she
yeah. I
did in
mean,
the
it took.
last.
I think it takes guts, and I think she
It
lost
does. And
thousands, tens of thousands of
she
fans.
loses like a million, she's fine. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah, she's fine. My
Yes.
daughter adores her. Yeah, she would
Yeah.
go to her concert anytime.
Yeah.
sure.
It's I mean, she's It's Taylor Swift's world. We're just living in it now.
Yep.
All right, Sabrina, do you want to say the buys?
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Rohan. This has been a really good chat, and we love learning about you and your company, and we wish you all the best. The sky's the limit for you. Keep us posted on how it's going in the next few years. Okay.
Great. Thanks, Sabrina and Amit. I think I really loved the conversation. It was very casual, just like sitting over coffee. I just didn't have coffee, but it felt very, very natural, and I loved it. I'd love to meet you guys in person. If I come to Texas, Sabrina, I'll let you know. And
Please
Amit,
do. And if I'm
let's
in California, I'll do the same.
I'll be
sure.
in Bombay by end of the year.
Okay, we can catch
Oh,
up
I'll
in
meet you in
India.
Goa. I'll meet you in Goa.
Yeah,
No, maybe I'll
yeah.
do that.
I'll
I'll
meet
Tell
you
make
in
me
sure you meet
Kalandim Beach or Taj.
Kandolim, Kandolim Beach.
Kandolim or
Yeah,
the Taj Village. I love the Taj Village in North Goa.
yeah. Okay, I'll connect you with Malcolm. He will meet up with you in Goa.
Sounds good. I'll have a good fish
All right,
curry on him.
great guys.
Bye,
Thanks a lot.
guys.
Help.
Yeah, don't.
Thank you, everyone. This has been a amazing episode of Indian Explorers. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Please subscribe and share it with others. Have a great day, everyone.